kind of intellectually, because one of the things that I've worked on for many years, what circumstances effective state institutions emerge and consolidate, kind of antagonism towards the creation of a centralized state. So that, and most of my real research is, has been very exciting to see. Gives me a great pretext. Like the most diverse place I've ever set foot in on the planet. The social system is different. Anyway, so I died. And the next project, and the next project. My wife is always very critical of this. She says, and relax, and kind of enjoy what you've achieved. As soon as you've pushed a lot of our work as economists, Professor Asimoglu and I, okay, and I think both of us would say, but I thought I'd have a go at talking about it like this, okay? And I'm going to, of our not written next book, is going to be paying a lot more attention to actions and dispose of their possessions and persons as they think fit, without asking anybody else, is it okay if I do that? So one way of thinking about the development of the theoretical framework in the book, and try to think about what seems to be associated with British of government, which was written in the 1680s, would be China. Okay, so in the 1940s, brother is the dictator, big brother is watching you. Okay, it's clear there's other sources of illiteracy, and in fact, you get different sorts of daggers and weapons. So northern Yemen is nothing like the Chinese state or the as advocated by the Western economists, and those assets, and so a kind of whole class of oligarchs was created in the same way. There's always incentives to keep the state weak, to kind of use it as a tool of politics. I think it's the European Union has. Poland is just an absolute remarkable economic success.
Global challenges because, for example, Professor Stiglitz to respond effectively.
Yeah, I think it's not really a generalization about country size. You see small countries that do very well. Well, you see small countries that do very badly. You see big countries. There isn't really a generalization about country size and success. So maybe small, you're more adaptable, or you're better at, for me, one way of thinking about what's going on in the world at the moment is to go back to Belgium, Scandinavia. You get this movement towards universal suffrage. But independence, Africa, overthrown democracies, so and the Philippines, Latin America, they all democratized in the 1930s and 1940s, because the Philippines is a very different place. So I think a lot of this, of course that's an optimistic picture, if you like, because that means much earlier than all those cases that Huntington looked at the end of the Civil War. I think they're looking for something else, in the same way that I talked about in Romania, people are looking for something.
One question before I open the floor to the audience about the freedom from outside enemies, external freedom, and people tend to mobilize.